Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today, thanks to a viewer suggestion, I am going to take a look at the Avengers West Coast Avengers, volume number 2. This is the second omnibus in the West Coast Avengers series. This is out of print right now. I do not know if they're going to do a reprint or not. I'm not sure how well it's sold. I found it difficult to try and find copies of it. The only places I could find copies of it were the third-party collectors market, and some of those prices are just silly. I'm sorry, they're just silly. Whether you feel it's worth it to pick up a copy for some of those prices is entirely up to you. I like this. Boy, I don't know if I'd pay stupid prices. I don't know. That's a personal decision only you can make. And maybe with me going over the book in this video, maybe that'll help you make that decision, or you can just get a peek at it if you just wanted to see it. You know, maybe you didn't want it and just wanted to look at it. So here's the cover, and it's regular size for an omnibus. It's not thin, but it's not really big. Here's the spine, and here's the back with all the issues that are inside. It does collect West Coast Avengers 17 to 41, West Coast Avengers Annual Number 2, Avengers Annual Number 16, and Fantastic Four Number 19, Doctor Strange Number 53, and West Coast Avengers Annual Number 3. So there we have it. Inside is just your typical old school Marvel omnibus. There's nothing on the hardcover itself. I like this portrait right here. That's cool. If anyone didn't know, the main writer and artist for West Coast Avengers, writer Steve Englehart, and the artist was Al Milgrom. Together they teamed up to create and work on the West Coast Avengers series. You have a couple artists that filled in on one or two issues, but it was Steve and Al that really did this. What's in the book? Well, we start off at Avengers number 17 from February of 1987, and we go 2 years down the line to February of 1989. So that's the timeline. Here's issue 17, of course, and right now at this point in their history, we've got Tigra, Mockingbird, Hawkeye, Clint Barton, Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Wonder Man as the West Coast Avengers. If any of you watched my first video on West Coast Avengers, you'll see how the West Coast Avengers came about. I talked a little more about that in that video. But essentially, a new Avengers team was created. The original Avengers team is based out of New York City on the East Coast, and it was decided to create a West Coast team of Avengers. And this is their story. Here we have Dominus. Boy, Hank Pym here is in bad shape. He's gonna do himself in until Firebird shows up here. Well, known as Firebird, she's basically a ghost. This storyline is a time travel storyline. Dominus manages to get a hold of Doctor Doom's time machine that he'd used against, well, he and Iron Man got sent back in time. Dominus got his hands on it and sent the West Coast Avengers back in time. And they're a little stuck because that time machine only goes backwards. It can't send anybody forwards. So this is them in the Old West. And here we have a little bit about Rama Tut, who was really Kang, the Time Lord under another name. And if you're interested in Kang the Conqueror, you'll know more about that history there. And of course, with Kang entering into the Marvel Universe, I'm sure we'll see more of that. This is quite a long storyline. But it's interesting. I didn't collect a lot of these at the time. I was senior in high school, just about ready to graduate. My comic collecting was kind of dwindling at that time because obviously I'm busy with getting ready to graduate and go on to work and school, that sort of thing. So here, well, there's Rama Tut again. But anyway, it was nice for me to get this and basically catch up on what I'd missed. What I thought was cool, starting with this issue, is Moon Knight entered the fray and joined the West Coast Avengers. It was an interesting addition. I've always enjoyed Moon Knight. I liked the show on Disney Plus, and Moon Knight's just been a very interesting character. Here we go with Rama Tut talking about, well, this is taken from Fantastic Four, this part of his experiences fighting the FF. Here we get to meet, Hawkeye gets to meet Khonshu, who is responsible for granting Moon Knight his abilities. Not sure how I would say his avatar, as they say on the show. There he is. I just like Moon Knight. I know people say he's basically the Batman of Marvel Comics, but I think he's more than that. He's not really that. He's just a great character. West Coast Avengers gets to work with Doctor Strange and the Fantastic Four. More Rama Tut. Like I said, the artwork is very good. It's Al Milgrom, so if you're an Al Milgrom fan, you're going to get plenty of Al's work. He and Steve Englehart make a great team. I found pretty much all these stories very interesting. A lot of action, a lot of drama, intrigue, characters that I liked, some backstories, and I just think it was well written. I'm not sure how well it was doing at the time. We're only in the issues of the 20s here, in the timeline. Timeline of issues, not history. It's in the 20s. And it, I don't know how well it was selling. Does anybody know how well these later issues did? Here's the annual West Coast Avengers annual number 2, and they got to work with the East Coast Avengers. And for those that are familiar with Guardians of the Galaxy, there's the Collector. Remember him? Well, he was around back then. There he is. Let's see. And then we have the, well, hold on. The Collector and the Grand Master. If anybody remembers watching Thor Ragnarok, the Grand Master was in there. But I like the writing, I like the characters. Honestly, I think this was underappreciated. I think it deserved probably a bigger audience than what it was getting. But it did continue on for 2 years, so can't have done too badly. I like this sequence where the Grand Master is tricked or encouraged to take a game of chance with the universe at stake with Hawkeye. And of course, Hawkeye cheats and wins because he cheated. And I love that he told Captain America that where is it? I think it's right here. Yeah, Captain America was like, "You cheated," and Hawkeye tells him, "You didn't expect me to be a cornball like you and play fair." That was great. Here we have the Abomination. Hulk fans will know the Abomination. We get the villain Zodiac. I'm not so much familiar with Zodiac. They got a lot of supervillains in here that I didn't really know, but Steve and Al made them their own. They really did. Like I said, interesting stories, interesting characters. They really, they really did it well. And like I said, there's a lot of storylines in here. It's not really episodic issues. There's this run from Al and Steve. They continue. The storyline continues. There we go. I like Mark Spector's different personalities that they show. Not Mark Spector, Moon Knight. Mark Spector is one of his personalities. I like how Jake Lockley showed up at the end of the Moon Knight series on Disney Plus. I know that's a spoiler if you haven't watched it, but if you're a Moon Knight fan, what do you mean you haven't watched it? You gotta watch it. Composite Avenger, I kind of thought that was a little silly. Archon. Mockingbird gets into it with the Phantom Rider. She, since earlier in these issues, they had a run-in, and now they're fighting. And I won't spoil all the story, but this was interesting as well, dealing with, you know, should superheroes kill or not kill. Hawkeye's very much an Avenger, does not kill. They do not do that. What about in Mockingbird's case, where with the Phantom Rider, she didn't kill him, but she didn't save him either. He was in a position where he was going to lose his life if he wasn't saved. So she essentially let him die. Is that the same thing as killing somebody? It's an interesting question, and that's the kind of thing that I liked about Steve's writing, is he posed some questions that there really weren't easy answers for. And it was good to think about. It gave you some thought. Paper quality is the same as the what do you call it? My mind's gone blank now. The Marvel Masterworks editions. I don't know if these had Marvel Masterworks editions or not, but the paper quality is the same. Glossy, smooth, outstanding color. Here we go. The Man Who Would Be Doomed, Dr. Doom. Just very well done. Like I said, it would looks better here than it would have done when it was first published. So don't take any worries about the quality of the book. It's very well done. And here we have a rift in the team. Mockingbird and Hawkeye are splitting up, because at the time they were married. Oh, remember Guardians of the Galaxy? We have Mantis. And she's in this issue. Here we have another Avengers, West Coast Avengers, annual number 3. They had the reintroduction of Giant Man, and lo and behold, we have the High Evolutionary. And I always thought that was pretty cool. We got the High Evolutionary in there. Nice. At the end of this storyline, we've got a few pinups. They put in a little bit of extras for the annual. Here's Mockingbird. I quit. Speaking of Mockingbird, if anybody likes gaming, I like a little. I'm talking tabletop gaming. I do have the Marvel United game. I don't have the Kickstarter or all the expansions or anything like that, but I've got the core game. I've got the X-Men core game, and I've bought some characters separately, and I made a point to get Mockingbird because I like Mockingbird. That's just an aside. So if you have Marvel United and you want to play Mockingbird in there, you can. And I do highly recommend the game. It's a lot of fun. If you're a Marvel superheroes fan, I really enjoy it. So that's my plug for Marvel United. And like I say, Mantis is still continuing on. This is the storyline. It's just nice to read a continuing storyline. It's like reading a novel, getting different chapters. Well, and I guess in a sense, it's a graphic novel put all together. And there's Mockingbird facing off against the Phantom Rider. I just think Moon Knight's cool. I'm so glad they brought him in. Extras, well, there's either a lot or a little depending how you look at it. The Lost in Space-Time story arc was inspired by the time-traveling events of Fantastic Four number 19 and Doctor Strange 53. So they've put those actual issues in the back here with the extras. So I guess you could call them extras. So if you've never read those, it's nice to be able to do that. See where Rama Tut's come from and his Silver Age dealings with the Fantastic Four. And then we've got issue 53 of Doctor Strange. And Doctor Strange is also having issues of his own. Fantastic Four here, of course. Rama Tut, again. Here are some of the I guess I would call the lighter extras. Fred Hembeck did kind of like comedy artwork and writing for Marvel. This was for Marvel Age Annual number 3. So he was kind of doing spoofs and satires, things like that. And then the rest is just artwork. This is the cover of the Lost in Space-Time premiere hardcover book for that storyline. Here's another one right there. And this is for the Zodiac Attack premiere hardcover. Another one here. And then, of course, we have the portrait, the artwork from the front cover. And that is the book. Like I said, it's a good book. It's got some good stories. Should you pay a lot of money for it? I don't know. I like it. I hope you enjoyed going through it with me. Appreciate your watching, and I'll see you again real soon. Thanks a lot. Bye.